drawing board, the next step is that basically printing this documents. So in order to print, I can go over to the Revit icon on the top left and then click on the print. And when I go to the print, first thing that I have, which is similar to AutoCAD, is basically setting up the printer. So I'm going to set the printer as Adobe PDF. And when I set that up as Adobe PDF, this this section is basically I have two different options. One option is that I actually create a separate file for any view or sheet that I want to print. The other option that I usually use when I basically having a multiple sheet is that I combine them into a basically into a single file. And then here is where you can place the path that you want to save the file and also the file name for that. So for example, it's going to be assignment 10B. You can just click on the browse and then save it wherever you want to save, and then name this assignment with your name and save that. And here in the print range, basically we're going to choose what sort of a view or drawing board we're going to print out. So if I go to the select, you see that I have this option, which is basically, if you look at this down here, down menu, you see that I have the sheets and also I have my view. I mean, right now it's a very relatively small project, so it's going to be easy to navigate. But if you have like a lot of views, I can just uncheck them, and then the only things that I can see here is going to be my drawing sheet. So I either go here and then select it, or can use check all or check none. And when I check all, basically the ones that I have in the view is not going to be selected. So that's going to be how you select one drawing. So for example, if I have multiple of them, if I go to, for example, view, I can select multiple of these, and then they will be printed out and combined in one PDF file. So I'm going to leave that as only one drawing that I have, and pressing OK. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to call this a set one. And I'm going to get back to this print area. So then the next step is that basically setting the print for my paper setup. So I'm going to click on the setup, and this brings me to this area that I basically have the size of the paper, where do you want to place the drawings in regard to the paper. We can either use center or offset from, but basically both of them could be working perfect. So we're going to set this as a center. Here is very important because we have to make sure that we are basically not using fit to paper. If I use fit to paper, that basically shrink the whole thing in order to fit it into the paper. We want to keep everything 100% size. We're going to keep that as zoom, and then we're going to keep it as a 100 size. The rest of the things, basically the quality, the color, you can keep it as a high, and you can move that to the like a presentation, or like a lower if you just want to have like some sort of a drafting print. And then this want to be like a color, because basically sometimes you have, for example, a rendering in your settings and you want to keep that rendering. The rest of the things we're going to keep it as it is, and we're going to go back to our printing setup. So I'm going to say, do you want to save this change? I'm going to say yes, and it's going to be Adobe PDF default 2, and I'm going to say yes. So then I press OK, and that's bring me to this where I can save my file. I'm going to go to the desktop, and I'm going to save this file. I don't think that's working, so maybe I just cancel this and do it one more time. So I'm gonna go to the print again, and then everything looks fine. It's gonna be desktop. Every settings is already set, so I don't need to change anything. Even if you go here, you see that it's just this. The sheet one is selected. I'm gonna press OK, and then the desktop, I'm gonna save it. Here we go. So if I open up this, you see that everything looks perfect, except that my drawing is portrait, and this one is landscape, so I have to change the paper settings. So I'm going to go back to my print settings. I'm going to go to the print, and I'm going to go again to the page setup, and I'm going to change this one to portrait. I'm pressing OK. And then let's do this one more time. So yes, assignment 10A. Yes. So let's see what we got. Perfect. So as you can see, the border of my title blocks is not going to be print out, so only my drawing set. And I'm sure because I use the 100 zone, that basically all the scale which I specify in my drawing, for example 1/4 equal to 1, basically going to be correct.